And we are back from the break. And unless there was anything else that those who went to the Wizards Enclave want to do, they're going to be heading back to the ship. Was there anything that you guys thought of?
Just to have a look at the shops. Not to go in them all, but just to scope out what's there. So when we have a meal later, we can say what's in town.
All right, so on your way back... Yep, Lafdul?
I was like, people need spell components and stuff.
Yeah, they can just handle that.
No,
they can do the calculation.
Obviously reminding players. Oh, we're actually paying this, are we?
Yeah.
An upkeep, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Right. And yes, if there's anything specific that you want, you can ask around here. But you're going to be here for at least a couple days, so you've got time to figure that out and ask around. All right, so on your way back, it's pretty easy to get back to the docks because of the terraced nature of the city. So you can very easily get a little bit of extra exploring in, wander around a little bit, see what's around. One thing that you do notice is that there are a lot of craftsmen in this city, and they do very good work, from what you can tell. It's not a whole lot of, you don't see a whole lot of, jewelry makers and weaponsmiths and stuff like that, but there are a lot of potters and weavers and basket makers and stuff like that, and all of their stuff is very good.
Mm-hmm.
That you can see. I mean, there's some normal quality stuff as well, but they do a lot of really good work that is surprisingly inexpensive for the quality.
Yeah, Brett's just going to enjoy having a look at that on the way past. He'll probably come back on his own at some point and have a proper look.
Okay. So, if anyone wants ceramics, baskets, cloth, any of that kind of common materials that's not like weapons and jewelry, you'd be able to get some pretty good stuff here.
Braxon's going to say to Linnaeus and Lafdul, and went to Levo if she overhears, but she doesn't seem so interested. I wonder if we could get some materials to make a fake flag here.
Linnaeus has taken note of some of the textiles, and he's kind of nodding at you and says, yes, I think that there's quite a few things that we might be able to create some... We could get some good quality stuff here for some... little bit of forgery, if that's what you had in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we'd have to find a way to make it look less good than it is now.
We could probably speak to some of the weavers here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's deal with it later.
Indeed.
We've got to get back to the ship.
We have time. All right, so you get back to the ship. Meanwhile, Ockar has been asking around. Ockar, you've not found any organizations like the Pragmatic Order of Thought or the Company of the Chalice. Certainly no one has heard of either of those organizations. But you do find that there is a pretty solid education system here. There are organized facilities for teaching the young of this community how to read and write, trades, stuff like that.
Then I'll donate my tithe to that.
Okay, and they also tend to serve as orphanages.
Yeah. Then I'll donate my tithe to the education system.
Okay. So you go, take a look at them before you make your decision, and there's a mixture of, mongrel men, goblin, kobold, and hobgoblin kids playing together, in some of these orphanages and schools and stuff like that, and You speak to some of the mongrelmen who do the teaching, and you're pretty impressed by that. They like their goals are based on peace and community. Not exactly, the justice that you're primarily interested in, but they're clearly working to make these races live in harmony together, and there's this element of, teaching them patience and stuff like that. And you'd be quite impressed by this, especially coming from, goblinoids.
Yeah, I will donate the tithe then to them. It's only like it's not much because we didn't get much in the last income, but it's like 7 gold pieces and like 9 silver and 6 copper.
Do you have any money from previous times that you needed to tithe that you haven't tithed yet?
I don't think we've really had much time to divide the money. I need to go back.
Okay. It might be because it might be more than that. It sounds like.
It might be more than that. I'm just going on the most recent one.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if we've actually like gone around to like
we've
dividing
had
up. Yeah.
2 lots since we've been in this sphere.
Okay. As long as you keep your, you might want to go back and double check to make sure that you've set some aside for that kind of thing or whatever. And I don't need the exact numbers right now. That's for you to handle. But I do think that it probably would be more than that you would be tithing at this point, and they would be extremely impressed and thankful for your generous donation.
Yeah. I'll search through the group chat.
So much so that they might be there might be some talk about a statue dedicated to you.
No, that's not necessary.
One of the mongrelman teachers gives you a sly wink with a bugbear eye and says, "Oh, don't worry. It would be a task for the children to work on learning sculpting.
I guess.
I'm sure they'd enjoy it."
Okay.
And they thank you profusely again.
Okay. Not necessary, but if you want to, I guess.
They would definitely understand your reticence to having such a display made about it. But they thank you once again, and you definitely feel a sense that Tyr would approve.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Alright.
Well, I did find a previous split before, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, unless this is good, but then I see the steel piece, and I'm like, oh no.
That is probably the kind of thing that you would need to like. You don't have to give them, as long as the value is correct. You don't have to give them an actual 10% of the physical amount. Like you can always give a tithe in a more appropriate amount. So,
Right.
but you don't have to figure that. You can figure that out in between sessions.
I don't know how to handle the bronze and steel pieces right now. I'll ask you later.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
fine.
iron coins.
That's fine.
Other than that, I was thinking about looking for an animal trainer.
There don't appear to be too many wolves around here. So after a look around town, asking around, you would kind of come to the conclusion that might not be something that you'd be able to get handled here. Plus, they'd probably have to be on board your ship for a while, and they might not want to leave the sphere.
I'd still ask to see if there's anybody willing.
Yeah, no, and you do ask around, and that would be the conclusion of your searching and your questions.
Okay.
If you had a spare proficiency slot, you might be able to pick up some tips and pointers, and thus get a proficiency in animal training, though.
Potentially, but I don't think I have one of those right now. I'll need to double check.
Okay.
Maybe you can talk to 60 or 80 and see if any of them have animal training skills.
Probably not with wolves or dogs or similar creatures. All right, so would you return to the ship after that, or is there anything else that you want to do? Look around town.
Right. I'm level 9. I get a new proficiency every 3 levels.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I
at
might
10th or 9th?
Well, we can figure that out in between sessions.
Yeah, I need to count my proficiencies and figure out if etiquette was my level 9 one or not.
All right.
You learn that off Higamus, don't you?
Yeah.
Or was that off Simmer?
In that case, I guess I'll just meet up with everybody else.
Apparently, when I dropped out of the call, there was talk of artisans of cloth traders.
Yes. And high quality textiles. Braxon and Linelius kind of agreed that would to check around about that a little bit later. It looks like they might be able to make what you would want, though.
Oh, alright.
And you would have been involved in that, too.
Yeah.
So Finn went with Ockar. Are you doing anything, Finn?
Aside from refreshing spell components, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, etiquette was my level 9. I don't have an empty slot. Okay.
All right, so you get back to everyone gets back to the ship, and that's probably going to be at least half a day of asking around, talking around, stuff like that. Is there anything else that you would want to do with the rest of the day in the port? Margoth has not returned, so she's still.
I would mention to Finn, don't you have a certain hide that you want to get processed into a cloak at some point? You can see how long it would take to get that done here.
Oh, the Displacer Beast hide?
Yeah, because you got like a pristine one.
True.
You just get at least an idea of how long it would take.
Yeah, probably should at least ask.
To get it made into a cloak?
Yep.
So you would ask around about that, and they could probably do a very good job with that in a week.
Will we be here that long?
If we could return here at some point.
So you don't know exactly where the fall is. So you don't know how long that'll take. You had heard that the Pecs might be interested in having something done. So there are some things that could definitely take you that long.
Time.
Yeah.
It's whether or not we're coming back this way.
There's 2 hull points of damage still to repair on the big ship. We've got to strip down we
need paint supplies and
the
stuff.
The barge. Yeah, we've got
to.
We'll have to sort of touch up the ship. And it's also been a long time. We've been through several battles with no breaks and not letting any of our crew off.
I'd be content with staying here for a week, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I don't know if we want to do some shore leave. If there's things we need to do, we could maybe even leave the ship and go on the flitter or the hilt.
I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah. If you want to have a week import, just kind of like do yeah, get those 2 hull
morale
points
boost.
repaired. Get kind of like uh, an overhaul done. Get minor fixes that aren't like hull damage.
Yeah.
Repainting, all that kind of stuff. Get all that done. Shore leave for the crew.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's all perfectly fine.
I think Braxon would also want to look to see if there's anyone that sells armor that might fit our crew. Might not be able to get all of it done, but
Mail or leather or what?
well, it does. I don't know. It depends what we can get.
Mail was the heaviest that they could wear without penalties.
Yeah,
And being reasonably hard to work in.
yeah, and it's how many sets we can get in the time. But if we could at least do something like get armor for all our dwarves,
They're in banded armor.
Yeah.
they're in banded armor.
Yeah, it's our regular crew that we have to.
Yeah, and your gifts are in plate armor.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, gifts in plate armor,
Mhm.
right? So
Oh,
they're both
did we?
okay.
Yeah, we never. That ogre has ogre-sized plate that we could sell off for a bit of gold.
Yeah,
100 gold, I assume, or something like that.
Yeah, I'll say that you could sell that off for 100 gold. You can go ahead and mark that down right now.
You just add that straight to the company funds.
Yeah.
Rather than split that.
yeah, that's a good idea.
So
And asking around about armor for your human crew, you could definitely get enough suits of mail for all of them, and shields, and that could all be ready within a week.
Right, and that wouldn't stop them rigging the sails and stuff.
No.
Okay. Do you know how much that would cost?
Give me a second.
Okay.
I will double check. Do-do-do. You have 22 human crew right now?
We had. Hang on, let me double check because we had a couple die. Okay. Yeah, we've got 22.
Okay.
Cool, we've lost 8.
Alright, so, you want to get shields as well?
Please.
Okay. Alright, because you are getting so much at once, they'll give you a discount to 1,500 gold.
1,500 gold.
Mhm.
Let me see, I think Braxon's got that.
That would be a company thing. That wouldn't be yours.
Yeah, Braxton's gonna. Hang on. One second.
And then that'll be anytime you're hiring new human crew, you'll need to pay an extra, just a one-time 78 gold fee to get them equipped with that.
Oh, they keep their armor when they die, then.
Yeah. Well, if they die, then chances are the armor's ruined.
Braxon's going to pay that.
Okay.
You're
It's
going to
not
be out
taking-
of money very, very quick.
Yeah, I know.
Says the guy who just dropped almost 5,000 gold.
I was doing it for my own ethos. So.
Yeah, Braxon's doing it because he doesn't want to be writing any more letters to dead people.
Still can't believe he did that.
Really?
All right, so that'll be
Like-
that'll increase the armor class of your crew to 4, a significant improvement over their former 8.
Yeah.
And that should make them a lot harder to hit by enemies. All right,
They've
so
still got the accuracy of a stormtrooper, though.
yes, they are really bad at hitting things. That is never going to change.
We need to train them up to get.
No,
Or
you
swap
just
them.
replace them. You don't train them up. You replace them. You get different.
Yeah.
'Cause these are just sailors. They are not warriors. They are not marines. They are nothing other than that. They are just sailors.
Question: because these weighties are new, would they be classed as lower tier crew?
They'd be average. All right, so you guys want to have the week?
Yeah, Lafdul wants to get a 3 tapestries made.
Okay. Get those made, and like you and Linelius will go and make sure that they're made
I
to the
wrote
specific
down.
right
I
to
wrote
the
down,
specifications of what
yeah.
what you need them to look like.
So I went back with like Solas and Linelius to try and write down all the ones we saw.
Okay. Because that is going to be custom work, and
I'm trying
it
to
will
think
need to
how.
be distressed as well. Let me see how much that's going to run. And there was
'Cause we're
3 of
in-
them, right? Were there 3 of them?
I don't remember how many we saw, to be honest.
Okay.
Do memory read on Linnaeus.
Yeah, I cannot remember. That's the problem. I would have to go back and because there was other things
then it
going
doesn't.
on
Then
at the time.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you say how much it costs, and I'll deduct it.
Yeah. To get them made to your specifications, properly dyed, I will say that is going to run 100 gold in total.
Yeah.
And you and Linelius will be very satisfied with the work. Very satisfied with the work.
I mean, if this is really good work, then I'm going to have something of my own personal, something
And
requested then.
one of the tailors working on these is a goblin, and when you go to pick them up, the goblin hands them to you, and you kind of realize that the goblin is not like the master craftsman there, just one of the helpers, but it's pretty clearly an older goblin. And he hands them over to you and says, kind of pats them as he's handing them to you, and says, "I think I know why you are doing this, and I kind of wish I could see their faces when they discover it." He gives a good chuckle as he's handing it over.
Can Braxon be there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Braxon's going to say to the tailor, "Do you know of anything we could wash this cloth in that would make it slowly fall apart?
Naturally degrade.
Over a period of weeks."
Not that I can think of.
Thank you. Maybe we can ask around.
Okay.
I mean, if I cast continual light on it, eventually it'll start degrading.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit longer than you would want.
How long does it take for cloth to degrade? Continual light? Yeah.
It still takes a really long time.
Yeah.
And, of course, it would be really, really obvious that they're not the same things that were up there before.
Do you think we could get some moths and cast haste spells on them.
That's hilariously awful. Sounds like a spell that needs to be developed.
Well, I mean, if you guys can think of a spell that you might have.
I mean,
Might
if
work.
Finn could animal summoning, just a whole swarm of moths to just, that's a genius idea. I asked Finn this.
Well, you can't summon insects with an animal summoning spell. But
You
I
don't
do
have
happen to know one that will let me summon insects.
Oh, nice.
because that would work once you replace the tabards if they could be devoured by insects.
Maybe there's something we could put on the cloth that the insects would want to eat.
You mean besides the cloth?
Yeah, besides the cloth.
So summoning cloth-eating insects, you want to give them something else to eat besides the cloth?
You can prove anything with facts, you know.
Just the smell, I guess, not necessarily something to eat. Or lure. I mean, they don't necessarily go for the cloth. I mean, can you command them to go and attack cloth? Eat, devour? You give them basic instructions, can't you?
Oh, I can sit there and say, eat. While pointing at the cloth.
Very skilled stuff, this.
Well, I mean, you can think about it.
Mm-hmm.
One day maybe I'll learn how to command woodworms, so I don't need to do any carving.
Lafdul would like to get, I mean, during this downtime, I mean, would this tailor would have had more time to do other things or not? Or I could have put a request in slightly earlier, because you said we're here for a week.
Yeah. I mean, what do
Because
you want? Like, you might be able to find other. There's lots of weavers and tailors and stuff around.
No, Lafdul wants to get like a tapestry for his room. He wants to get like something silly but something sincere for something that represents Erevan, but obviously with his dragon Quicksilver. So he just wants something decorative for his room.
Yeah, you could
So
get
he
something
wants
like that.
he wants to get something like that made.
All right. You'd be able to get that for say 15 gold pieces.
Oh, well, happily pay that.
Okay.
Because the artistry is really good here, so
Yes.
I'm willing to pay extra for this.
Yep.
To make it really good.
Okay. So, to get the 2 hull points repaired on your ship and get everything else kind of back in tip-top shape, that will be 4,000 gold pieces.
Oof.
Yeah, that'll have to come out of company funds if we're doing it.
Oh, wow, Braxon, the way you insisting that the ship's mine, I pay for everything.
But that will
That's
also cover like basic maintenance, repainting, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 gold a whole point. You could ask one of the casters to cash it with.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I could have done. We got downtime for like a week. I would have done that easily. Happy to reduce the cost of the overhead for the car.
We'd still have to buy paint for painting the ship.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for that too. It'd be like paying for like the equivalent of less than 2 hull points.
I mean, you were also getting an extreme discount, and they're doing all kinds of other stuff tossed in for free. So. It's normally 3,000 per hull point. So you got a pretty good discount there.
Yeah.
No, just play it.
That's up to you. It's up to you.
Well, no one else seems to have an opinion on it. Let's pay him.
I mean, you could just do the shape wood and then get them to do all the other stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah, all right, we'll do that then.
Okay,
Just so it can at least reduce the costs. So I
that'll
can
be
memorize
3,000
a couple
gold pieces.
Yeah, that's 1,000 gold. It's enough to scoff at. Considering I spent 5,000.
So, given the fact that you're not actually going to give up possession of the whale ship until the Herwadi have figured out what they're going to do, did you want to try to sell it?
Yeah, we can see if we can get a seller for it.
How much wood are we going to get? We're going to get 15 whole points of wood out of the barge.
Yeah, did you already take some off of it?
No, we didn't. We took all the loose stuff. I
Oh.
left that till last.
You haven't taken anything off of the...
I haven't taken anything off it. No, I believe we've used up all the other wood. I'll just double check.
So we can sell the barge and we can sell the whale ship.
Well,
you need wood.
yeah.
We need wood. And
So breaking down the cargo barge will net you... Let's see... What the heck is that? That'll net you 25 tons worth of wood.
oh, hang on. I got that. We had 9 whole points of wood left. Right.
Is it possible to get the bigger part here?
I'm sorry?
Possible to get
250
what?
ones.
Oh, pearls? They will have a limited number of them, but you can get a handful, yeah.
No, I just want the one 250 gold pearl.
Okay.
So, how much wood did you say, Ord?
25 tons worth.
25.
Or 25 whole points worth, I should say.
Right, that will be giving us 34 whole points of wood. Which, sure we've got enough space for that. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure you do. Some of that could be stored in the shuttle. I'm not too concerned about that right now.
Yeah.
So the magistrates, basically the government of the ship, the town, is interested in the whale ship, and in purchasing it not as scrap, but to repair it and hopefully, eventually get a helm so they can use it for themselves. And let's see. They would be willing to pay you 19,000 gold for it. Because they're not going to scrap it.
They're going to keep it as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without a helm, it's still a good amount of money. We can't do anything else with it, so.
No.
I mean, if they were going to scrap it, they'd pay a lot less, so.
Yeah. When would they want Hawaii to clear out?
As soon as it's basically they're not going to be able to do anything with it in the near term anyway, since they don't have a helm for it. They're going to hope that they get one.
Yeah.
So there's no rush on that. They'll clear out once when you leave, essentially.
Have we got room for 60 of them to bunk on our ship?
You're not going to get all 60.
I know we're not going to get all 60. I just meant if
You have a lot. I mean, like you can stuff people in pretty tightly, so it's not a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, oh no, I'll wait until Margoth gets back. to mention that. So,
Yeah, we don't want Margoth missing this bit.
no, there was something else. There was something else I was going to mention.
I'm
So,
just kidding.
yeah, they're. I mean, they'll start repairs on it already, like right away, and repainting it and stuff like that to get it back up to top shape.
Yeah.
Even while the Herwadi are there, but since they don't have a problem with the Herwadi living on board in the short term.
Yeah. Who do we sell it to?
You're basically selling it to the community itself.
To the community.
Mhm.
All right. Braxon would say, I don't know what sort of superstitions you guys have, but I would suggest you change the name.
Mongrelman, you'd kind of gather that they're like a council member, like maybe on the ruling council or something like that. Gives a chuckle and says, "Oh yes, of course we would be changing the name. We'll be repainting it as well. We do not want anyone to know what it was."
Very well. Are you planning on using it as a trade ship, or would you like to trick your way into places where slaves might be rescued?
Oh, we will probably use it as a trade ship.
Well, I hope we didn't do too much damage to it.
Nope, you didn't.
Oh, there's one very important question for Lafdul.
Mm-hmm.
Can he find linen here?
You can find a little bit that's imported.
Lafdul would like to buy out the store of everything they're willing to sell.
What do you need it for?
Memory read.
It's
I also
Lafdul,
need to buy the gold thread. It's easier to get in this sphere.
Is Lafdul going to buy the underpants off of every Hawaii?
I mean, if that's what it takes.
Excuse me, that handkerchief, is it by any chance linen?
So you can find a bolt of linen, which is a lot of linen. But because it's so rare and linen is so good, it would run you 500 gold. It's very high quality linen too.
How many? When you say a lot, are we talking like hundreds?
It's like yards of cloth, yeah.
5.
And
This is like destroying my income here.
We're getting a raid from Shrub the DM. Welcome on in. Thank you for the raid.
$500. More linen than I'll ever need for a while.
Yeah. And like extraordinarily expensive compared to what it would cost outside of this sphere.
I've got no choice. I've got to buy it. So
Well, you do have a choice. You don't have to buy it.
The information I might potentially learn off Red Nord is well worth any cost.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll buy it reluctantly.
Okay. So Lafdul comes back with a bolt of linen cloth. It was dearly paid. Okay. PC and his money are soon parted.
Yeah. We've got a load of jewellery and stuff to sell here, so that needs to be done.
You could sell some. You can also start looking over some of the items that you got.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm just recalculating out my go because I got to spend this out of platinum.
Okay. That's 100 platinum.
Yeah, I was running it through the calculator. I didn't even think. It's 1 to 5. Oh, 6. Alright, I will just say bolts of infinite linen.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
exactly infinite, but it depends on how much you need from
As
the
far as
spell.
Lafdul's concerned, it's infinite. No, I need gold thread as well at some point somewhere.
Yeah.
To keep making that. Is gold thread hard to come by here?
Yes, it is.
Alright, I'll get gold thread elsewhere.
Okay.
Can you?
I might be able to buy a little bit of gold. Or is that really expensive?
No, they just don't have any right now.
Oh. So I'd be buying a reserve stock, basically.
They might know who sells it. You know the places we've got to go back to?
Yeah, they all sell it really easily. It's
Right.
just
well, then
means traveling to there. It means I can't.
No, but we're going to go there anyway. We've got a flag thing to do.
Next time you come back here, they may have some too.
Yeah.
If you come back here. Especially if they know that you want some.
Yeah, no, I'll put in a request for it.
Okay. You can put the ship back up at full hull points now, by the way.
Do I have to leave a deposit,
Thanks.
I guess? Or
Will do.
No, because they can sell it if you don't come back.
Oh.
Also, everyone can set themselves up to full hit points. Because you got a week downtime. All right. So, anything else that you guys want to do in that week?
Fresh my contact on power.
Did we want to change the color scheme of the ship when we had it repainted?
It's entirely up to you. I mean, darker colors blend in easier with the background, but at the same time, it makes it look nefarious.
Yeah. Darker colors are usually the colors of pirates.
So,
Damn.
is there a color scheme related to Brawl? Since we operate as that as our main hub, we should probably match the colors of Brawl.
Not unless you wanted to paint yourself in Brawl's colors, which is the color of their navy.
Yeah, and then we looked like we was impersonating their navy. I don't know if we ever came up with a colour scheme for our banner, because we said we'd have a thing with a broken. We'd have a thing with a broken sword.
We could do some experiments on some tapestries here if you want to see if we can come up with a design. If you want to do that.
You can also figure it out between sessions.
Yeah. Could we say we discussed that and picked a colour?
Yeah.
There's something I want to do during the week.
Yes,
There's the Wizards Guild here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get some things greater identified.
Unfortunately, while there is a Wizards Enclave here, you would realize that they're not particularly powerful.
Then could Leva do improved identifier selling a couple items?
Yeah, we can do that.
Pay for the pearls. I mean, Lafdul purchased a pearl, so
I
and he didn't have too many here.
I can do that. I just need to get a couple things identified.
That sounds good.
Didn't you want to find that antidote improved identifier? So you know exactly what it does.
Yeah,
when you drink it.
that, and also this red gold ring.
Oh, yeah, you only had the regular identifier on it.
Would the improved identify the antidote? Would that potion or anything?
The potion of immunity to poisons is the
It
thing.
would tell you what level of poisons you'd be immune to.
It might give you some more information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
But
So
be aware that's 250 gold pearls.
And I had to do it per item?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fine.
Oh,
Leva
so
still
reluctant.
Leva still has. Let me see how many she still has. Two of them.
You can get a handful more here in the port.
You should always buy them when you're in
Yeah,
port,
but
because we don't know what we're going to
she-
find on the road that we need pearls
Then,
for, that we don't
I'm
have
just-
access
And
to.
she spent her money on the spell book.
Yeah, but
I'm going to spend 500 gold pieces and buy the 2 pearls. I'll just apply it later once I'm done with the rest of my money calculations.
yeah. I mean, Ockar
Okay.
had kind of indicated that he'd pay for it, so.
All right.
I'm
Leva,
buying 2 pearls.
Okay.
Does anybody else want some identification?
Let's do these 2 items first, since I'm already on his sheet.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, there are some regular items like that.
Wouldn't that be fun if she had a wild search on this particular identification?
So
Item loses so much.
So first, we're gonna do the red gold ring with the red stone. That all I can understand is that it cancels the power of other magic items.
Okay.
I know exactly what it does.
All right. So, that
Is Ockar ever allowed to trade equivalent items?
No.
A magic ring for another magic?
No.
Alright.
I
So
specifically cannot do that.
Alright, no, that's fine.
basically, if you are struck by a magic item, i.e., generally gonna be like weapons, this ring has a chance to just nullify their magic.
Nice.
So instead of +2 damage on a weapon, you might get hit by just its regular attack. Like a 1d6 for my short sword, for example.
Okay.
Or just like Braxon's
Nullify.
sword.
No,
Nullifiable.
basically
Worst.
a magic item that strikes you would temporarily become a non-magical item.
Yes.
So that means it'd also work with like Braxton's rod if he tries to use the life draining ability or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be a fantastic combination with my swordbreaker thing. Turn your weapon into a non-magic one, then break it.
And next is the thin glass vial with a bright mustard yellow liquid, which is possibly a potion of immunity to poison.
All right, so that would grant you immunity to all poisons.
Oh, lucky you.
But there is a risk.
Oh?
And let's see.
Would it even improve that if I even tell?
Yeah,
risk
so
would be?
it does indicate that there is a risk. If it fails, you would take a penalty to your saving throws versus poison permanently.
No, it's either immunity or a weakness.
Nice.
The chance of immunity is really rare. Does it say what favor the odds are in?
No.
Alright, you need some kind of magic that tells you the odds.
I don't think you're going to get that. I think it's a suck it and see thing.
I mean, can we do an augury before I drink it?
I don't know if my augury would just give a generic response. It wouldn't tell me the results of an item being consumed. Unless it was
But
still-
it might indicate whether there is a chance of success. Like
I mean, I
good
can do it.
chance
I
or
don't
a-
mind doing it.
Can you please do an augury for me before I
Yes.
drink this?
Yes, I will. Would Lever's Alter-Fating spell work? I forgot what you call that one. Alternate reality.
Alternate reality. I was thinking about that.
No.
You wouldn't know if you had the weakness then, would you? Unless you were struck by poison.
Do you have a poison?
Yeah.
Could you feed it to Ockar once he's drunk the potion?
I
The same way
literally
you're testing
have. I literally have a consumable poison. You will die if you. I mean, you don't die instantly, but it'll be pretty obvious that you're going to die.
Could you just sip on it and have a few, and then Lever could use alternate reality, maybe?
I could just strike him with a poisoned weapon. Or stab him. Something poisonous.
I
I'd
guess.
have to-
Do you-
I
do
would
you
have
have
to make it. I don't have it to hand unless I were to use something very expensive.
Maybe let's start with the augury on me drinking the potion first. Before you start sticking things into me.
It would just make you go to sleep or stiffen up, depending on which one I made. Depending if I'm able to get the ingredients for the other one, because I have. Actually, no, I still got the stuff for the sleep one.
He asks for the augury. Do you want to perform the augury?
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
the augury.
The augury indicate. What percentage chance do you have for a successful augury?
78.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the augury does fail.
I say to Ockar, with his best poker face, I don't know.
It's been less than a week since Lever cast Omen, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry,
Finn has an
Ockar.
idea
Otherwise,
that could.
Oh,
Finn has
Finn?
an idea that could improve your chances, but you'd have to wait till tomorrow.
I can do that.
I'm curious what this idea is.
So it's some kind of
Choose
potion.
future.
Oh, is that where you get to roll twice?
Best to. Oh, that's.
Does
that's
it
good.
limit what types of rolls that you can do choose future on?
Let me look it up.
Saving throw, initiative, and normal
But
attack
then-
throw.
doesn't Ockar have one in reserve anyway?
What do you mean
A
reserve?
reroll?
Yes.
I do have a reroll in reserve.
Yeah, so you can do 2 rerolls, and choose future is not going to work. The roll in question,
Okay.
if those are the ones listed, that is not going to work, and I don't mind telling you right up front, rather than you wasting the spell.
I guess I'll try with the rerolls, and I take the favorable result, right?
Yeah, I mean you could take whichever one you wanted.
You don't know which one's going to be better.
Yeah,
go
that's
middle of the ground.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Go middle of the road as close as you can.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I
do
mean,
it?
middle of the road could be like nothing happens.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah.
Just drink it. I mean,
I'm drinking it.
What's
I'm using the reroll
worst
as well.
that could happen? All right, so you're using your reroll. Go ahead and give me 2 system shock rolls, please. So D100.
Okay.
oh, you want to succeed in them, basically. Do you want to? Oh, I don't know. Because a failure could indicate that you mean you're affected by it.
I'm taking the 30!
Hang on, think about it.
The system talk is usually if you exceed it, it's very bad.
Yeah, but from a counter argument, no, it's your decision. I don't want to influence it. So
You taking the 30?
I'm taking the 30.
Okay. You do some preparation just to make sure, because you don't know what's going to happen.
I would have memorized to neutralize poison if he suddenly dies.
And you take the top off of the glass vial and drink the bright mustard yellow liquid, and it is disgusting. It is foul, incredibly awful. It almost feels like acid going down your throat. And initially it's just like, your stomach is churning and turning. And then all of a sudden you just gasp and collapse on the ground and can barely move. You can get yourself into your bed, but you feel just the sickest you've ever felt. Not even just sick, just like weak, as if all of the strength is just drained out of your body completely. And you can barely move at all.
Maybe the potion's worked. Who knows?
You can get into bed, though.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I'd probably have, like, Lafdul there as my medic.
Oh, you got Solas as well. Oh, Finn.
I don't want to involve Solas because its player's not here, so it's either you or Finn. That's my medic.
Alright, I guess
In
I'll
case
do
it
that.
goes wrong.
Okay.
Well, you're more versed in poisons, Lafdul.
Yeah.
That Lafdul's there.
Yeah, I'd be there. I mean, I can do general care.
All right. Anything that you want to do in particular, Lafdul?
I'm not necessarily casting Neutralized Pudding, because that just might remove the entire effect. It's just a case of whether or not he can endure it. So,
All right. So, are you
I
essentially trying to figure out what's going on?
yeah, essentially,
All right. Give me a healing
based
proficiency check.
on. If this is a multiple day affair, it seems like, then I will be casting Augury over several days.
Okay.
I may not get any good results. Who knows?
So, he is dramatically weakened. It's like an illness, but not one you're familiar with. And he is completely bedridden. You have no idea how long this is going to last.
Just say you just have to wait and see what happens, essentially. As long as you're not actively getting worse, then you just play it out.
So you just want to kind of like check on his progress every day, bring him food,
Yeah.
help him eat, that kind of thing?
Yeah, basically informing him of what's going on. I assume Braxon would probably come in every now and again, but
Okay.
otherwise, yeah, look after Ockar.
You're assuming Braxon can read what?
No, I assume you'd give him, status updates, being the captain, him being your first officer. Even though he's bedridden.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Braxon.
So did that happen on the second day or the evening of the first day that you're in port?
The evening of the first day.
Okay.
Just basically means we've got a week, so.
All right. And Lafdul, so you're checking on him every day, and are there any contingencies that you're taking during the week in port, or while this is happening, kind of thing? What are you doing? What is your thinking on this?
General, because I'm a holy person, I'd say to Ockar to pray to Tyr for guidance. I will be praying for guidance, even though my deity has no influence in this sphere.
Do we need to do anything to draw out this melody?
No, I'd just be trying to study it, go through any kind of research books I've got in the room with Ockar, seeing if I can study it, study the effects.
Yeah,
I mean, I will have.
You wouldn't be coming across anything similar. I mean, other than you can rule out all kinds of diseases that make people weak, but because he's not showing other symptoms like lesions or something like that.
No, this potion is just slowly killing me.
Well, we don't know that yet. I mean, it might just be fundamentally changing your anatomy. I mean, if you're becoming immune to poison, then something has to change about you.
I guess just
Question?
keep me up. I think just keep me observation, and if it gets too bad, do something. Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Question?
take.
Yeah, hold on. They were just finishing up a conversation.
I will have neutralized poison, hope poison, so poison. I will have auguries for if he starts convulsing, as in to figure out what will happen to him if I do nothing.
Okay. Yes, Leva.
Wouldn't Leva have come in contact with stuff like that? And after all, her master was dabbling involved in poison stuff.
Even so, you've never seen you don't have any experience with what exactly is going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd make sure Ockar didn't drink any other potions.
I didn't.
No, I'm just making sure he don't. I was like, I feel awful. Let me drink this healing potion. Boom.
So
No.
I will.
Are there
try to
times when you want to cast any spells or anything like that?
I mean, I'm just looking at my spells because any buffing spells lasts for an extremely short time. I mean, I might take general I don't know if chanting would. I mean, it gives you the same for builds, I think, doesn't it? I'm just looking up a spell. Because there's like a motion control that can give him hope. So that can give him like a +1 to a saving throw. When he looks like he's in a particularly bad spot and he just needs to rest out for a couple of minutes. And I will be taking that and give him a slightly better saving throw.
So you're thinking about maybe doing that on like the second day, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. On the
Just
second
seeing
day,
if I-
on the second day, give me a healing proficiency check. So he is not doing any worse on the second day. He
That's
is
good.
also not doing any better.
Can we?
He is not like he is just weak. You're not seeing any signs of other symptoms, like no convulsions, nothing like that. He's just like barely able to move. You know, you have to like hold the bowl for him to slowly feed himself soup, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just say that. Okay, we'll have to give this as much time as we can before we'll try and intervene. It's literally just see if this takes its course, because this might just literally just take time.
Okay.
Can we not do something to draw out this badness? Like
No, because that badness might be literally what's causing it. If we suddenly stop it, then he may not get the benefits of the spell potion.
Oh,
I
right. Okay.
Basically, I want to do minimalistic interference unless I have.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not worth putting leeches on him or something.
No, it's never a good idea to put liches on someone.
No, not leeches. No, obviously.
So Lafdul and Ockar, is your goal to just like wait it out and take action if there's a change?
If he takes the turn for the worst, then I'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ockar, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, until he falls unconscious, and he won't have a choice. So.
All right. So at the end of your week in port, like the day that you would be taking off, and don't worry if you want to do other things during this time period. Yeah, some of you will have time to do that. Obviously not Ockar at this point. But like the day that you're planning on leaving, Ockar, you wake up and you feel fine.
All right, there's a test we must do. During this time, I would have made my sleep poison.
Okay.
I assume I could do that in
I give you permission to test the sleep poison on me.
because literally I have to test the poison on you.
Hmm.
So I'm based on the ingredients that I found on that sphere in Korean space.
Mhm.
I had like 3 doses of it, or the equivalent of that, 3 batches, whatever, how many doses I get out of
All right, give me
let's
3
check.
herbalism checks.
And no.
All right, so you got 1 dose.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll have to say, it's the only one I can try it on. You should fall asleep.
All right, so you administer the dose.
Yeah. A
Alright.
whole lot.
Ockar, you feel fine.
Not even phased.
Not
I
even
didn't
drowsy.
pass out or anything.
Oh. I wonder if this extends to magical poison. Should I cast poison on you? Because you will die if this doesn't work. I mean, can it be instantly neutralized by another spellcaster if they have neutralized poison? Because it takes a turn for someone to die from it. It's not instant.
That's 10 rounds, but do you really need to kill him?
Do you
order to
really
test
need
whether
to
you can
try
kill
to kill him? Would it not be better to just say, well, looks like you're probably immune, and we'll just wait and see the next time a spider bites you?
Yeah, I would want to try.
You want
Do
to
you want
you want to
to-
try everything it takes to kill Ockar now? That's what I'm hearing?
Now, Arco, do you want to test the limits? I mean, you will not die instantly.
I mean, there's also a certain element of keep in mind that
This will tell us if magical poison still affects you.
there could still like keep in mind that you're playing real people, not just numbers on a sheet.
How about you do this in a temple, where
I mean,
so
I
the people
plan
there
on.
can actually help you if something goes wrong?
I don't think you should try to kill him. But I don't
mean,
know whether Braxon knows about this, so I'll stay out of it.
No,
I think
will-
from an out of character perspective, I don't.
I wouldn't
think
do
you-
it.
I
would
don't
be
think.
like,
I don't think you should, and I don't like. I mean, it
Yeah.
seems. If someone told you, even if you would believe them in real life, that hey, I've just done something to you that makes you immune, are you just gonna go bathe in whatever it is that you might be immune to? Probably not.
well, you gotta know if you are immune some way or not.
You're
Well,
immune.
hang on.
You're immune to radiation. Hey, let's just go swim in a nuclear reactor.
Let's go to Chernobyl.
You know, it's also possible that this thing might wear off after so much
it's
poison.
permanent.
Yeah,
far as
well,
we
you
know.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly, the way to test it is to keep poisoning him until he drops dead.
I could come up with different types of poisons to try different things that are not lethal.
I don't think
Hurtful.
you need to figure out what the extent of
Mhm.
this is. I think you can figure that out organically. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, this has been so useful for me in my poison research, but then again, I wouldn't know if the poisons work.
Is this how you're going to test all your poisons? You're going to...
No, because Ockhar's an awful test subject now because he's immune to everything.
All right, Ockar. So just to keep in mind that you have this effect on you. You're
Is it
not
to
sure
venom or
exactly.
poisons?
You're not sure exactly what the extent is.
I take it I don't have any of the sleep poison left. I used all.
No, yeah, you used it all.
Right.
I mean, you had enough for 3 doses, and you tried to make 3 doses, and only 1 worked. Correct?
I can't. Yeah,
Okay.
I had like the equivalent
Or-
of 3 batches.
Yeah. All right.
So I assume that's a 1-to-1.
Okay. So that's Ockar's potion.
We should get the other one identified at some point. The one that does the fiery hands or fire something.
So, is there anything else that other people want to do in that time period that doesn't necessarily
Could we? I want to propose that. Could we pay for this out of the company fund to see what that other potion does? Because that way we can divide it up.
Why pay for our company funds?
The
Why don't
potion
we
that
see
we
who wants it?
well, we don't know what it does. That's why we want to get it identified. Then we know who can do it. Because it might not be any good for a wizard if they've suddenly got it. And they're the one out of pocket because they're the one who paid for the power.
I mean,
That's why
I
I say
think
pay
you identified
for-
it. You just didn't
Yeah,
do
but-
a
and improved on it.
Yeah.
Fair. That's what I want to do.
right. But I mean, at the same time, you don't need to know like
Something that
you
fundamentally
honestly
changing the character.
but here's the thing: is that you didn't the better identify on that potion, and what did you actually learn that
Not
you
much.
didn't know before? Right.
Nothing.
We just confirmed what it actually was.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
didn't we know
well,
that before?
in itself is a good thing.
Well, but
Yeah.
except if it was a cursed potion, then it still would have indicated wrong information. That
Mhm.
spell does not get around a curse or
Yeah.
other
No.
deceptions on an item.
Well, it's already been done, and we now know it wasn't cursed because I was able to survive. I was able to not get poisoned from his sleep poison.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you actually know that you're not cursed?
No.
I'm going to assume I'm not cursed until something bad happens.
That's always a good idea.
I
really
suppose what I would want to know out of the potion, I would hope to gain, this is a hope, I don't know, is that whether or not it affects spellcasting. Is in your fire-based spells are augmented, because I would have slightly more collateral with the casters that use fire magic than it would like a fighter.
The potion can be used by anyone, so it's not going to
Yeah.
make any particular, like, it's not going to have any extra benefit to a particular
I mean-
class. That's pretty rare. The only, like, especially in second edition, the only potions that tend to be in that vein are ones that are only usable by a class. Like, only warriors can use potions of heroism.
Well, Solas isn't here, so we can't exactly divide it up. And everyone indicated interest in it.
All right, well, we can come back to that. I mean, you do still have those crates of other things.
Yeah, lots of other things. I need to do appraisal on some gems, jewelry. We can sell it. 1 second, I'm just bringing it up.
Well, yeah, but did you want to look over those crates of vials and jars and all of those scrolls?
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Okay. So Solas did tell me that he had some spells memorized for this. Is anyone else going to participate in trying to figure out what these things are?
I would just... It's only the wizards that can do the spell scrolls. I can have my tech magic for potions and that.
Yeah, they will participate.
Okay.
Considering how many there are, I'll have a couple memorized.
So, Leva, you'll have some read magics memorized?
I will have, yes.
I mean, this is over the course of the week of downtime that you have, so I don't need to keep track of it.
Yes,
All right.
okay.
And I will give this to you off camera after the game, so you guys do not need to write this down right now.
Okay.
But you do find in the scroll, it's basically like this big solid crate. You had to actually like crowbar off the top kind of thing, and there's all these scrolls carefully wrapped up and everything like that. And you look over them and discover that a number of them are Mage Scrolls, a number of them are Protection Scrolls, and a number of them are Priest Scrolls. So the priests will have to pray to figure out what those are, but that is fine. I will tell you right now. So again, you don't need to write this down. First one is a Mage Scroll with 2 spells, Haste and Snowblind, at the 11th level. Another one with 2 spells, Chromatic Orb and Invisibility, at 11th level. Another one with 2 spells, Web and Wall of Water, at 11th level. Another one of 2 spells, Dancing Shadows and Bogentle's Fleeting Journey, at 12th level. Another one with 2 spells, Skull Watch and Screen, at 16th level. Then there's one with 4 spells, Warp Sense, Wall of Water, Water Breathing, Transmute Rock to Mud. Another one with 4 spells, Precipitation, Shroud...
What level?
11th level, sorry. Precipitation, Shroud of Flame, Transmute Mud to Rock, and Mass Suggestion at 12th level. Another one with 4 spells, Blink, Hold Undead, Charm Monster, and Aiming at the Target at 11th level. Another one with 4 spells, Drawmage's Iron Sack, Binding, Clone, and Deep Delve at 16th level. Then another one with 4 spells, Read Magic, Alter Self, Spectral Force, and Control Undead at 15th level. Then a scroll with 6 spells, Detect Undead, Improved Phantasmal Force, Invisibility, Ray of Enfeeblement, Fire Trap, and Mirage Arcana at 12th level. Another one with 6 spells, with Far-Reaching 1, the chill version of Fire Shield, Animal Growth, Cloud Kill, Transmute Mud to Rock, and Binding at 16th level. Another one with 6 spells, Bigby's Pugnacious Pugilist, Detect Scrying, Extension 1, Conjure Elemental, Teleport, Double Dweomer at 14th level. One with 7 spells, Darkness 15-foot Radius, Locate Object, Bestow Curse, Ozone Cloud, Contact Other Plane, Rary's Plain Truth, and a Monster Summoning 6 at 16th level. Mage Scroll with 7 spells, with Advanced Illusion, Dream, Transmute Dust to Water, Autoluke's Freezing Sphere, Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, Prismatic Sphere, and Wail of the Banshee at 18th level. Mage Scroll of 7 spells with Blink, Phantom Steed, Proofing versus Combustion, Anti-Magic Shell, Charm Plant, Trap the Soul, and Prismatic Sphere at 18th level. So
that Magnificent Mansion's going to be useful next time we have to travel a long distance.
That is
yes, 7th level though.
That is a lot of lot of wizard spell scrolls. The Priest Scrolls you will find has there's one with Protection from Earth at 9th level, one with Darkness at 9th level, one with Dragonbane at 13th level, one with 3 spells, Cloak of Bravery, Crushing Walls, and Physical Mirror at 14th level. Another one with 4 spells, Priest Lock, Detect Lie, Lose the Path, and Sunray at 16th level. Another one with 4 spells, Create Food and Water, Shape Wood, Raise Dead, Transmute Mud to Rock at 12th level. One with 5 spells, Calm Animals, Invisibility to Animals, Cure Moderate Wounds, Thunderclap, and Animal Growth at 11th level. Another one with 6 spells, Aura of Comfort, Cure Disease, Tongues, Conjure Animals, Fire Seeds, and Monster Mount at 12th level. And the final Priest Scroll has 7 spells, Heat Metal, Starshine, Tongues, Raise Dead, Heal, Anti-Mineral Shell, and Conjure Water Elemental at 14th level. So those are the spell scrolls. Then the protection scrolls, and again, I will give you all of this information afterwards. Protection from acid, protection from air, protection from electricity, protection from elementals, protection from fire, protection from genies, protection from illusions, protection from magic, protection from paralyzation, protection from shape changers, protection from traps, and 2 scrolls of protection from undead. So a lot of scrolls.
Oh, we got a Priest Scroll of Heal. We can heal the Nellians.
He needs regeneration.
Oh.
He needs regeneration. Or restoration. One of the two would probably do it.
Restoration's got a time limit now.
It's pretty obvious that they were carrying these things as cargo and they were going to be selling them somewhere. Like that's what you would be able to realize from that whole collection.
2 raised dead.
Were there 2 or was there only 1?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were 2.
Oh, there was 2.
Yep.
So Finn, Braxon, and Ockar could be raised, all crew member.
Yeah, and you could lose Constitution too. I like the sound of
that's
this.
great.
I mean, it's still useful.
And Solas could be raised as well.
Yeah. Not being dead is always good.
And then did you want to take some comprehend languages to read the labels on these potions?
Yes.
Okay. And again, I'll give you this, and I'll give you the descriptions of what what's inside of them. There is a potion that is labeled Mental Stability. There is a potion labeled Protection. There is an oil labeled Conquering Oil. There is one labeled Devotional Oil. There are 2 labeled Metal Destruction. One labeled Sharpening. And of course, all of these would detect as magic if you are detecting them. But at the same time, if you're detecting them while they're all together, then it's kind of overwhelming. You can't figure out exactly what all of them are.
Yep.
But they are all detecting as magical. There is one labeled Greasing Oil, one labeled Preservation. There are multiple ones that are very different labeled Wound Closure. Let's see. 1, 2. That's 7 so far. 8. Yeah, there's 8 total that are labeled wound closure, but they're all very different. There are 2 labeled animal control. There is 1 labeled remote seeing. There's 1 labeled the Mad God's Brew. 2 more labeled defense. 1 labeled demolition. 1 labeled unrestriction. 2 labeled immunity to weapons. 1 labeled deft hands. 1 labeled antidote. 1 labeled anti-gas. 1 labeled plant control. 2 labeled shift form. 1 labeled clear sight. 1 labeled strength. 2 labeled tongues. 1 labeled valuables detection. 1 labeled undead control. 1 labeled undead breathing. Water breathing, sorry, not undead breathing. That would be weird.
I say that's kinky.
1 labeled wizard's power. 1 labeled digging. 1 labeled magic improving. 1 labeled knowledge granting.
Oh,
1 labeled lightning speed. 1 labeled metal attraction. 1 labeled heroic power. 1 labeled strength, and 2 more labeled strength that are oil. So, and I will give you, those the descriptions, sorry, afterwards.
thank you.
You know how long it's going to take for us to divide all that up?
Quite a while, yeah. Quite a while.
At least we have used some of the scrolls that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one good thing.
So you might want to spend some time doing some identification of these, although that would take a lot of pearls. Keep in mind that these were intended for being sold, so you can make some judgments on whether any of these are likely to be cursed from that. And you'd be able to like rewrite the labels or put new labels on in languages that you can read.
Okay. But that didn't use up the whole week, did it?
No. But we are closing in on the end of the session, so I kind of wanted to get some of that done so you could know that and start thinking about whether you wanted to identify some of them, or some that you
Definitely.
want to just go by the labels on and stuff like that.
Well, one thing Lever would like to do is go to the Wizards now and see whether they be prepared to exchange spells. But I haven't actually made the list yet of what spells Lever would be interested in.
Okay. Yes, you can. So you go there and you can figure out what spells you want in between sessions. That's fine.
Okay. Because she now has a nice, beautiful, empty spell book that she can add those spells in.
Yeah. The highest level wizard there is the one that you spoke with. He was named Gurdan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's only 8th level.
That's okay.
So
It's 3rd level spells.
That
no,
depends.
4th level.
Yeah,
What?
but
Hey.
Lever doesn't know all the
Oh,
4th level spells that are around. They
Right.
might easily have spells that she never heard of.
So they're not going to have anything higher than 4th level available. And they only have spells from the Player's Handbook, Tome of Magic, and spells and magic, which is a pretty good selection of spells.
If she goes up a level, can she re-copy a spell that she failed previously?
No, but up to now she
okay.
always had to research it.
Yeah.
There's several spells that...
I spoke before and they didn't have.
Yes, Lafdul sort of jumped in and made her fail.
Yeah, that's why I was like, can she not relearn her improved visibility? But
No, you do need
She'll never
to
forgive you.
research it if you failed it.
see if you can get a scroll of that.
Of which one?
Improved invisibility, because you used the last one you got off Corinne on me.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't
At some
Solas
point, we're
learn
going
that
to
though?
Hmm?
Didn't Solas learn that though?
No.
No. All right.
Mm-mm.
He learned Ice Storm when he hit 4th.
So I mean, like,
level
keep in
spells.
mind that a scroll is not necessary for researching. It just speeds up and reduces the cost. And of course, if
he
you're
might have
buying
copied
a
it from the
scroll,
spellbook.
if you're buying a scroll of it, then you're basically just buying the speed up time, not the.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's still like 4 weeks.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Which is like 4 weeks
I'm
of...
just letting you know.
I mean, no, she failed it, so she does have to research it. She can't buy it from this guy. Oh well, tough shit.
Can't copy it.
Yeah.
Oh, the spells that I wanna...
So yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to have any particularly rare spells, but yeah, they'll have most of the ones. They actually would not have any of the. Well, let me rephrase. Any named spells I will need to roll on. Anything
Named
that doesn't.
like...
Yeah, like
Big
Melf's
hand.
Acid Arrow or Big B's Crushing Hand.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're just looking for like a fireball, then yeah, they'll have that.
Yes, but Leva has that herself.
I-
Would they,
it was
in
just
that
an
case,
example.
yeah, in that case, they should be quite interested in the spells Leva has.
They will be.
Yeah,
So
Mel's gonna
they're
fill up
more
this
than
book straight
happy.
away.
Yeah, they're more than happy to do some trade from your spell books. I mean, they'll also take any scrolls that you have if you want to sell them or trade them. But they're more than happy to just trade spells based on the spell books.
Hmm. I think, to be fair, any scrolls that Leva wouldn't want to, she should first check with Solas whether he'd be interested.
That's fine.
I'd like to try my hand at a scroll at some point. I think I
Yeah.
can read them.
You are. Would you need priest scrolls, or can you read?
No, I can just read any scroll. There's a chance for me to read it.
So we could actually give you low-level scrolls.
An experiment, yeah.
Leva has a few 8th-level scrolls.
Well, the thing is,
It's just
that
any
right.
mundane
So
scroll,
the level doesn't matter because he has a flat 25% chance to have a negative result.
Oh.
That never changes, so...
Yeah, that never changes. It's not based on the level.
And what
So-
about if a scroll comes along with level 18?
Doesn't matter. First,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's a first level spell or a 9th level spell. It doesn't matter if it's written at first level or 29th level. It's a flat 25% chance.
Yeah, so I might actually
But-
have a better chance of pulling it off, but it
Yes,
backfires
but
worse.
right. But that's the thing is that for a wizard or a priest using a wizard or priest scroll of the appropriate type, you only have you have the failure chance, but the most of that is still just it doesn't work, as opposed to the negative or reverse thing.
Isn't it you roll to see if you fail, and if you fail, then you re-roll to see how badly you fail? Or something like that, isn't it?
Well, so yeah, you first roll to see if you fail, and if you fail, then you roll again to see if it's just a failure or a chance,
Backfire.
a
Or
harmful
destructive
effect.
effect.
Harmful
Yeah.
effect. Whereas for thieves, it's like if it fails,
well,
it's always
fireball's on me now.
Yeah.
No, but Lafdul would very much like to get his hands on a mirror image scroll at some point, because that would just be funny.
It's a very good
Leva
spell.
has
Incredibly.
one. Leva has one. Let me see.
Well, it's
Yes,
not
she has one.
something now anyway, so... But it's just a passing thought.
Boy, I'd have to
Uh,
really think about what a negative harmful effect from miscasting a mirror image might be.
Actually, I misread. It's not. It's my own spell.
I can think of at least one.
Everyone
painful.
else has, like, 7 images apart from me.
No, you create duplicates, but it's your body ripping apart into 7 different pieces.
Yeah, but it's an illusion spell, so it wouldn't actually cause that kind of harm. It should
I
still
know, but it seemed kind of funny.
It should still be an illusion-based effect.
Several distracting Lafduls that constantly get in his way.
I'll think of something if you ever get into that situation. All right, so you guys will have to next session to think about anything else that you want to do. In the meantime, like the next day, Margoth returns and kind of finds out what you've been up to, and she'll come to you. Obviously not with Ockar in the room because he's bedridden. Just a little weak. Like, oh, so much effort to lift my arm. Can't move.
I feel like I've gotten shots all over my body.
Yeah, just completely bedridden there. So she'll kind of like ask you to gather so she can let you know what's going on.
They just all had the meeting in Ockar's bedroom, so he's not left out.
I think that you're going to be left out so that no one, because they're not going to want to bother you in your recovery, because
that was a joke.
Not going to know what it's going to take. So she tells you, we are very thankful for your help with the Herwadi. We really do appreciate that you risked yourselves and your ship to save the Gargantua that was causing so much destruction around their village. The sage that you're looking for, his name is Huth-Zal-Thu, and I can direct you to where his lair is.
Can we get spelling of that name?
Sure.
Is this the foul? Or is this dragon?
Huth-Zal-Thu. Huthzalthu. That's 3
Sounds like
words.
a Star Wars. It's got a name like a Star Wars character.
That was for the foul.
Yeah. And she says, there are 2 large stone pillars in the great chamber that we flew through. His lair is in the larger one. If you look to the larger pillar and find the spot that looks like a spider encased in stone, you will be able to find the entrance. And if you have no objections, I would be happy to accompany you for a time.
We could always use a guide.
Does anyone have any objections? I haven't. Lafdul seems
No.
unopposed to
Nope.
the idea.
No
I
objection.
can't say anything. I'm not in the room.
Well, the message would be brought to you at
Yeah.
some point.
I got nothing against it.
Yeah, Finn's fine with it.
Excellent, excellent. I look forward to serving again with you on your ship. I understand that you are going to be spending some time in the port.
For a week. Arker's a bit bedridden at the moment. He drank something and it was a bit of a gamble. We're hoping it turns out for the better.
Oh dear, oh dear. I hope he'll be okay then.
If it works, they'll be a lot better.
Well, then
Such...
I will give my prayers to Meriadar to look after him.
Was that the religion, or everyone I seem around here seem to be venerating this deity of yours?
Yes, he is the patient one. He teaches us to persevere in the face of adversity and allows us to withstand anything that comes our way. Lafdul, you would see a similarity between that and what some of the humans from your homeworld worshipped in the form of Ilmater.
Oh yeah, it does remind me of Ilmater. Do I know anything of Ilmater to try and compare it to?
Just a very, very basic idea.
Yeah, and then I would say
persevering.
that sounds like a human deity by the name of Ilmater.
I've never heard of him before, but
He
it would not
has
surprise me if other creatures have similar deities.
sometimes the same deity can be worshipped by completely different names, but yet be the same deity.
Indeed, that can be. I suspect that would not be the case, however. Uh, Meriadar works to improve the lot of goblins, and it would generally be looked upon poorly for him to also be an enemy of the goblins, if you understand.
Yeah. The god I worship, Aravan, he's the most, I would say, one of the more tolerant ones of all the elven ones. There are some really discriminatory ones out there. Not to say they're unjustified, I suppose. It's just I worship one that's just he's about having fun and just change and adventure.
I would be interested in hearing more.
Yeah, I need to. I. It's hard to let go of how you were raised. I come from a very elven way of life, and all what elves are based on in their teachings is not exactly favorable to your kind, and I guess the same could be said from a very goblin or goblinoid centric society, and their native views on elves can't be any prettier either. So it's hard to learn tolerance and understanding.
Especially when your people did push my people out some centuries back. She says that with there's a twinkle in her eye. She's pretty clearly like ribbing you.
Yeah, I get that. I laughed. I'm not quite that old.
So she would then, after that, she would indicate that travel to the Falls Lair is probably about a day.
Mm-hmm. We should make an offering to the file, if I remember correctly. The last file we had to make, they wanted some gifts, books and stuff. I assume this one would indicate as such.
It is also interested in fine delicacies, foods,
Foodstuffs.
wines, that sort.
You could buy an offering, I guess. See if we can find a banquet feed and some stuff. Obviously, the information he has this would be minuscule in payment compared to what we would learn. So,
Indeed, I do not know what he would like at this time, but you are free to ask
changes.
around. Well, I imagine he is like any other long-lived creature in that things that once excited him may bore him now. I do not know. You can certainly ask around in the market to try and find such things, though. I mean, he would, from all I've know, he would not be displeased with a good faith effort to gift him things that you hope he will like.
So it's more in the effort, the presentation, the effort put into the offering.
Yes. Most certainly.
We have 2 resident cooks, so we can see if they'd be up for trying something creative. I mean, one could imagine.
That might be worthwhile.
So, I'd mention that to Levin Finn. I didn't know Finn was cook till recently. So, if you 2 want to do shopping, let's see if we can come up with an offering, something unique, food-wise, some kind of new dish.
I mean, it's something that you two can think about in between sessions if you want to do that. Okay.
I mean, there's probably something that me and Lenanius could think of that was like an elven dish that no one around here would know.
Yeah, but ingredients might be a little bit hard to come by.
Yeah, it's a shame we're not drow. There's plenty of mushrooms.
All right, so with that, I think we'll wrap up the session. You guys will have to next week to decide if there's anything else that you want to do, or just handle some time. Getting
I'd
some
say
basic things taken care of.
Point of reference, obviously, this will be done after the game, but we would most likely be selling all the jewelry. Or should we hold on for it for another day to see the Paladin come back and sell it? Because he might want the jewelry. Some of the jewelry is not.
You can discuss that in between sessions, whether you want to sell it or hold on to some of it.
There's some I need to appraise of you as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could have done that during the week.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and distribute some experience points. That is going to be. Let's see. That is. Okay. Braxon, Finn, and Leva. That is 1,000 experience points. Ockar, 1,250. And
I guess a little extra is for doing the potion.
No, actually, that was for being very humble with the when you went to tithe.
Charity thing.
Yeah. And Lafdul, 1,100. It's not split.
I get total 1,100.
Yeah, 1,100 total. Nothing to a particular class.
That's fine.
All right. No one's going up a level?
Not quite.
I didn't think so. All right. All right. So that's going to wrap up this session. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everyone out there for watching. We will be back next week, see if the party has anything else that they want to do in the Mongrelman town of Deraldar.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can head on over to the Falls Lair or do something else. There is still the Peck Town, you would be aware, is essentially from where you are in that direction. So if you wanted to see what they what kind of requests that they had, it's really a short hop over to them.
I think Braxon needs to go and punch a few people so he could level up.
I think I just realized something horrible. I don't think Ockar can ever get drunk again. Because alcohol counts as a poison.
Oh, that would be hilarious. No, but that also gives you advantages. You go into a CD tower and get someone absolutely flaccid, and you get all the information you need out of them.
I guess.
Well, you may have to find out one way or the other in the future.
Yeah.
I should have taken that.
That means you just have to use drugs instead of alcohol.
I think drugs also count as a poison in this setting.
Yeah, maybe.
But we will have to find out in the future. I want to thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone out there for watching once again. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for the game. Thanks for everyone watching.
Cheers,
Take care, all.
Fazos.